Welcome back. Got a super exciting one for you guys today. Vodka. Per the Federal Trade and Tax Bureau's Beverage Alcohol Manual, general class definition. Spirits distilled from any material at or above 95% alcohol by volume, 190 proof, and if bottled at not less than 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Neutral spirits distilled or treated after distillation with charcoal or other materials so as to be without distinctive character, aroma, taste, or color. So, pure alcohol that tastes like nothing. Nah, I'm not done talking. So, vodka, it's not terribly exciting. It's just a means to an end. When I started this up, I said I would never do vodka for a couple reasons. One, I just don't care about vodka. Two, you can't make vodka in a pot still, which is what I use, because of what I just read. Has to be distilled to 190 proof. Pot stills, I did thorough testing. I stopped after about 8 redistillations and maxed out around 170, 173 proof. And every time after the 4th distillation, I was only creeping up like 1 proof point each time. And so it's completely impractical to make vodka in a pot still, despite what Tito might tell you. The truth is, Tito and many other people that sell vodka are sourcing it from large industrial distilleries. They buy their 190 proof ethanol from them. They might further treat it with their filtering and then proofing it down. There aren't really a lot of variables that you can do to affect the flavor of vodka. You'll see some difference in like mouthfeel with like potato vodkas. Some of that starchiness and like creaminess does actually carry through. But most people are just buying it in bulk. And there's nothing wrong with sourcing as long as you're clear about that. Which leads us to today's word of the day: transparency. It's fine to buy stuff from other people and bottle it and build your own brand around it. But be honest about it. The bourbon world is full of violators of this. Bullet comes to mind. Templeton had a whole big backstory on their recipe and where they got everything. And turns out they didn't even have a still. I'd say probably about 90% maybe of the craft bourbon you see on the market is coming from MGP down in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Now, that bourbon is good. They're great at what they make, but a lot of it is the same juice, just with a different label on it. So it's important to be clear about what you're doing and how you're doing it. There are some exceptions to that. Our friends over at Middle West, last I checked, they still make their own vodka, and it does have a unique character to it. It's been years since I've tried it, but I enjoyed it when I did. And I'm sure there are many other people out there actually producing their own vodka. So we do source our vodka. As I read earlier, it's 190 proof, so it's almost pure ethanol, so there's not a lot of wiggle room on how you can tweak the flavors. The biggest one is your water you're using. I've heard of some distilleries using distilled water to proof it down, which on the surface sounds like a good idea, you know, pure water with pure ethanol. But ethanol is harsh. It's not enjoyable to drink on its own. And so when you add distilled water, if you've ever had distilled water, it feels like you're drinking nothing. So we proof down with spring water. I like the minerality, mouthfeel, has a little bit of character to it. And that's all we do with our vodka, besides a light filtering. Some people go super crazy with their filtration and try to have the most pure spirit in the world. I like to have a little bit of what character remains after distillation, so we don't do anything further than just a very coarse distillation. But how I finally came around to deciding to do vodka was by not making it about the vodka itself, but more about something else I'm very passionate about, which is art. And the idea was to show off different artists on each batch that we do. So I'm still on batch number 1, got a bit of that to work through because we went real overboard on the volume we bottled to start out. But vodka, being so neutral, most people are going to mix it with something, and that's how we came up with the name. Is vodka is a blank canvas. You can mix it with anything you want, and yeah, it'll go with literally anything. But I wanted to feature different artists on the labels, and the idea being that we're getting their artwork out in front of other people that wouldn't see their art otherwise. So the artists are stoked about that. They in turn tell people about me because they want people to see their artwork out there. The artists get paid for their labels. That's very important. I'm not paying people an exposure that doesn't buy groceries or pay rent. So my first 3 artists, I chose 2 friends of mine that I've known for a long time through 83 Gallery that I've talked about before. And then the third artist, myself, not because I'm super vain, but it was mostly because it was one less person I had to pay and the budget was tight. But first artist was Nick Stahl. I've been a big fan of Nick's work for years. I've always said of any of us from like the original 83 crew, we're gonna like make it to like the next level or like have a lasting body of work or career. It was gonna be him. He's got a really unique style, and I love everything he does. If you're out and around town, he's got multiple murals up that he's been doing the last several years, and really good guy. Check him out on socials. Follow him. He's rad. Other one is my friend Chris Cropper. He's known for doing these faces. If you haven't met Chris yet, don't worry, you will. He's always around town and introduces himself to every single person that passes by. Wants to make sure you know who he is. I've known him for about 15 years, I think. We could not be further apart personality-wise, so I can only take him in small doses. But I love the work that we create together. And if you've been in the shop and seen these faces, those are collaborations that we painted together over the years. And I really like the work we turn out. But Chris Cropper, give him a follow. He's also got murals all around town. This is one that was at the corner of High and Goodale for a while as part of a temporary installation. I just used a portion of it for this label. And then the last one is me. This is a piece I had up at Haley Gallery in New Albany. I've been with her, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13 years. She's got some of my work up now. You can go to her website. I'll post it here because I'm blanking on the name. I think it's like Buy Local Art or something like that. She's been good to me. I've got work up on her website besides just the stuff that you see in the shop. But yeah, with the art, I want to do new artists. So once I get through these bottles, we're gonna have some sort of like contest or something, and we'll pick like 3 new artists for every batch to feature on the bottles. So if you're an artist, hit me up or make sure you follow us to see when that call goes out. I would also love to partner with the folks at GCAC, Greater Columbus Arts Convention Council. I've worked with them as an artist, but I would love to be like the sponsored or go-to vodka for any and all of their events and any like bars that they're associated with. So if you're out there and hearing this, hit me up. I keep meaning to try to reach out and figure out who to talk to there. But yeah, vodka itself not super exciting, but you can do whatever you want with it. And art's the same way. You're just taking paint and creating magic. That's all I have for now. Till next time. Cheers.